What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. And today we got my man Jacoby, aka JZ, aka the Trooper. And dude, excited to have you on and for you to share kind of what's been working from you from a fitness side of things. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So, you're in Kansas City, and about 4 months ago, maybe a little bit, 3 months ago, around there, you reached out, we connected. What was going on in your life that had you want to join this band of nerds and get fit, basically?
Great question. I'd been following your channel for a year or two. I think probably a year. Content comes across YouTube. I'm like, okay, this guy's kind of crazy. I'll watch him squat in a helmet. Like, I'm down for that. And like the market is super saturated with fitness individuals, so it's like a constant kind of slideshow wash of people. But really, what resonated with me wasn't so much the like shtick gimmick of okay, this guy's in a helmet, like appealing to a nerd crowd or something like that. You're actually like taking bits from the show and incorporating like what I consider at points deep writing about like humanity and like and willpower and ethics and like translating that into well, this isn't necessarily about doing X amount of squats for X amount of time until you lose this weight and you're happy. It was more about like how are you viewing your progress, your happiness, your health, what is holding you back from seeing the same sort of results that these troopers are seeing, that these fantasy organizations are seeing. And that really resonated with me. And, obviously it takes a little bit for that to hit home, but I started to notice I had a sedentary job. I started to notice that um, my body started to feel like I was like falling apart, like my knees would hurt, my back would hurt. I'm mid 30s, low 30s, and I don't think to myself, like, this is how I should be feeling. And then I start to have family members get surgeries. I watch them lose ability. I see their age. I do the math in my head, and the numbers aren't as far away as I'd like. And I think about the things that they've done and the lives that they live, and I love them very much. But the different things that I could do to maybe avoid that for myself. And that's when I kind of just hit this point where my clothes weren't fitting. Family members kept making comments, not negative, but just, oh, it's been a while. And you can see the look on their face. And I think for me, it came to a point where I was just like, I don't want this anymore. This isn't the person that I see inside of myself manifest in the world. And so at that point, I was like, I got to do something. And if I'm going to do something, why not talk to this individual that I relate to versus some person at a gym nearby who's probably going to see me as a monthly subscription.
Hmm.
So I just did it. I made the leap. Um, I was like, damn, this could absolutely be a scam, But if it is, I will have invested in myself, and if it was a failed investment, so be it. It's the act that I would be proud of, um, regardless of the result being one for one. And so that's what the push. That's why I jumped.
Yeah. And so you jumped, you made that line in the sand, you crossed it, and right away, I would say you absolutely started seeing great changes objectively. But what did you either what maybe a good way to put this is what perspective shifts did you have almost upon joining or in the first couple of weeks that enabled you to see some of those changes right away and continue to see those changes?
Um, Man, that's a fantastic question. I think it was reframing working out. Like old Jacoby thought you make this date in your calendar, and then you just start like prepping meals, and you go to the gym every day, and like you do some workout that you've seen, and you just like you hit it hard. And old me would try that, and he would make it to like day 5, and he'd be like, this blows, and I would just go back to my old habit because it wasn't something that I was invested in.
Mm.
And so when I entered the community, I saw a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life and just function. Like we're all built completely different, but they were all having the same level of success because this wasn't a chore. This was something to be to be accomplished. This was a challenge, a mindset shift towards like an investment in self. I think that's it. I think it was just like working out isn't a waste of my Saturday.
Hmm.
Working out is me being 2% stronger on Sunday or whatever silly like number I want to throw in, and feeling that kind of like in life, like, no, past Jacoby couldn't lift this box. And kind of having that growing investment like that was just snapped. Like it was immediate too. Because it was like, okay, I could do 4 push-ups yesterday. I can do 5 today. Tomorrow I might hit 7. Like, and it was completely arbitrary how strong I am in the world or the guy or gal next to me. And it was just me versus me, and I was in, man.
And I think it was that first month too when we did the push-up challenge, right?
Yeah, I hate push-ups. I love that challenge.
Yeah.
It's so
So
so much.
I love that distinguishment that you made between a sacrifice versus an investment, right?
Yeah,
Is it costing me my Saturday or is it gaining me a Saturday 50 years from now and maybe more?
yeah,
Because that's the thing I love that you discover and I wish more people would discover is just that there's short term and there's long term, right? Short term, yeah, you lose a couple hours on a Saturday, but the things and the choices that you make now compound. And whether that's learning something now at your age, now you have that for the next 60 years. That's like a new way of thinking that it builds. And so whether it's gamification or just leveling up, it really is this thing that you're progressing in versus sacrificing and giving up, if that makes
yeah.
sense. I love that you made that connection and just is something as simple as push-ups, right? I did 5, then I did 6, then I did 7. Great. Everyone's
I
in
can do a lot
their
more
own
now.
spot, and that's where how it should be. So I love that. What would you say for you, just being able to zoom out over the last 3 or so months, would be your 3 keys to success? Like maybe advice that you would give a younger brother, your younger self, someone that was, you know, wanting to get started but didn't really know what to focus on.
Absolutely. Um, I'll start with the brother. Um, I would say involve your batch, right? Like we have our Delta squad, right, which is obviously the best squad. No offense to any other squad, but um, and we stick up for each other. And because we have that constant monitoring of, are you doing okay? Can you do this? That was awesome. Like we can do more, we can achieve more. And so when you bring in your batch, your family, your friends, your coworkers, and you say, hey man, like I would love to go out on a work lunch with you Friday, but could we go to like this chicken place instead of that burger place? I swear it'll be great. And you build this kind of investment in your lifestyle with everyone around you. And it's not so much a, hey, they're going to buy you a dumbbell for Christmas. But when you're out and about, they're making conscious choices about you and also themselves. I've had family members stop smoking or go on walks because they see the happiness that I'm getting from the things that I'm doing. And it's not so much that I'm, shedding pounds or like lifting dumbbells around family events. They're just seeing me carry myself different. Like seeing me not tug at my shirt and squirm in the corner and feel out of place. So involving your batch, I think is definitely number one.
I like,
Um, yeah, number two would be, and I watched Kat's video just a little bit ago because Kat's awesome. And she talked about cheat days. Just thinking about that, and I truncated it a little bit for me because it's more of an umbrella. There's no excuses, and there's no shortcuts. You can be sick, you can not feel good, you can take time off for your body, but you can also do a short walk around the house. You can do 1 push-up. You can take the dog outside when you are tired from a work day. You can fit a 30-year workout in, not the whole thing. You can always make some level of commitment to yourself instead of making an excuse. Oh, I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. Most people don't, and the ones that do are kind of crazy, and that's okay. But you have to choose to do the hard thing. And you have to continually make that excuse for yourself to succeed instead of not participating. So no excuses, no shortcuts. Um, And then the third one is strike first. Um, get up in the morning, eat as much protein as you can within reason. Like, don't just pound steaks, but like make a habit of getting a large amount of what you need early on. Do the walk early. If you're a morning person, do the workout early because then you have this entire day ahead of you that's just free to supplement and do more and get further than you want to be instead of like me on day 10 here of the Kessa Walk, knowing that after this call, I'm about to go for a long run. Um, don't delay it. And you don't necessarily have to feel the best to take that stance. But the quicker or the harder you hit that from the get go, the more success you're going to see later on. And you're going to have more time to breathe then too.
Dude, love that. Especially with the something as simple as like going for a walk or in a way like paying yourself first. Because you're
Yeah.
right, it is this dwindling. It's not like a big U of like, I have energy, I don't have energy, I have energy. It's like you've got 100 units of energy every single day, and you can give yourself 99 and 98 and then 97 for the rest of the day, or you give yourself the scraps at the end of the day. And for some people, they like working out in the evening, but I really
Yeah.
like that strike first because it's more active rather than like do something early in the morning. It's like bam, strike
Yeah.
first. It's like find your batch, right? It's very theme and on brand as well. It's like you're tapping into your inner trooper, which is cool.
I love my Delta squad, man. So anytime I can fit in an excuse to be a nerd about it.
Yeah. Well, that's also like probably one of the cooler squads in lore, and then you're a part of that in Fit Nerd Academy, so that's like a
I like
win.
that, man.
Any other final words or just kind of thoughts for anyone who's like, regardless of it being Fit Nerd Academy, but just like wanting to make a change and start a fitness journey, like anything you'd say to them?
Yeah. Like changing your mindset is free. Um, you can lose 30 pounds spending the same amount of money you're spending today. And that's obviously harder or easier depending on who you are, but like there is no excuse to not invest in yourself. Whatever degree you're able, like you will feel better knowing that you've accomplished what you really want to do instead of woke up and said, okay, I'll do that Saturday or something. Let's be me today.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Words of the wise. And obviously love having you in the community, love working with you, and it's been an honor to be your kind of Obi-Wan as you go and be the Luke Skywalker of Delta Squad. And as Palpatine would say, we look forward to watching your career with great interest, and can't wait to see what else you accomplish, man.
Thank you. I'm very, very glad to be here and very thankful for all the hard work you put in. It's very much appreciated.